I remember back when it came out, and I thought that like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like I remember like excusing it, like, oh, well, it's all right, like it's not that bad. Mostly because I thought like, oh, Harley was dope in this, and I like Deadshot.
Will Smith and Margot Robbie just have really good chemistry, and they played their roles really well. And then it had Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, so it
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, this is hot. But no, it's an awful movie.
this movie is actually terrible.
But like
that
those three
that
are
one
really
model girl cannot act.
oh, she was bad. Like that weird like dance thing she was doing when she was moving. She was trying to give like Aaliyah's Queen of the Damned, Akasha coming out the club. It wasn't working. It was
It
real
was
janky.
not cute. It was not cute. She could not act. The movie is also high key racist. Like, I think they.
Do you think the Eternals are gonna win?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't know. They just had their movie come out.
What that mean? I mean, you gonna
Synergy.
win.
Synergy is hot. You know.
Synergy is hot. Now, will they cause some casualties and shake some shit up? Yes.
Gilgamesh alone. I tweeted this. I was like, Gilgamesh alone is clearing the island. I'm sorry. They're not
Ooh.
seeing him. That, but no,
That's
no,
a
no,
lot of
that's not
faith in
true.
him.
That's not true because he's not beating Danny. She's clearing
I
him.
mean, somebody. I mean, sure, I'll give her that.
Yeah,
I'll,
I'm sorry. This is not
I'll give her.
happening. It's not happening. Especially if she pulls like one of those things that she did during the X-Men Dark Avengers crossover, where she went to Hela and got some of her Valkyrie strength back, and she took down Ares. It's over. That was a
Yeah,
hot moment.
Valkyrie Danny. I don't know why they won't let her like go full back on Valkyrie.
They keep
That'd
playing
be
with it,
great.
and they putting her in that suit. Just let her do it. Get her.
Yeah.
Don't send her to the Thor books right now because I'm not reading them. But when I go back to reading them, yeah, send her over
That would make
there.
you go back to reading them.
Okay,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, y'all. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of another relaunch. You know what? This week I want to be Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Boom. AKA Miss Binary. you
Binary
know.
is hot. I'll take binary. You just talking about? I'll be Danny. I was gonna say maybe I should
Okay.
be Ares, but Ares hasn't been in the comics since God knows when, so I'll be Danny.
Well, I tell you, the last time he was in a comic, he got ripped in half, right?
I
Last
mean,
century.
but
Or did he come
still,
back since then?
no, I don't think he's come back since then. I don't think, which is like kind of crazy when you think about it, because
Right?
like
Because
everybody.
everybody then came back since then. What's going on? How are you?
I'm all right. It quote unquote snowed here in the district over the weekend.
Oh my. Ugh.
It didn't do anything, child. It was like I woke up this morning. It was like a light dusting of snow, if you could even call it that. They were talking about we might get between like 4 to 8 inches. None of that happened. And I was like, honestly, snow on a Friday is ridiculous. Don't snow unless you're gonna get me out of work.
True. Yeah. I haven't experienced snow in a long time. Sorry.
Well, that's good. I do detest the snow, so I am a little jealous of you about that. I won't lie.
Yeah, it's been nice here over the weekend. Sorry. Hope you got your coat bundled up.
I'm not leaving the house. It's fine. I've got my groceries. They got delivered. I don't do
That's
the code.
nice. I'm going nowhere anyway, so like it's nice out. It don't matter. I ain't going nowhere.
That's also everybody getting sick. I don't got time.
Okay. No, none of that. All right, let's go ahead and get into these comics of the week. Up first, we have Action Comics, and this is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Riccardo Federici.
Oh, I love his art.
And yeah, this was another. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Like
Nothing
this
to
whole
say.
War World saga, of Action Comics has been fantastic and such a great like insight into Superman. You know, I've always been kind of a Superman hater. I won't lie. I was not the biggest fan of it.
We all are.
I was one of those people who used to be like, oh, he's boring. But um, you really see just how like deep of a character he is and how he sees these things differently. I really liked in this the issues with him fighting, everyone on World who becomes a slave has to fight, and that's how their chains get longer. And him talking about like the other, I think that's Philosians, I think how they pronounce their people. He was in that in jail with him saying, you fight like you don't care. Like you just throw punches or you try to catch them in midair. You're fighting like you still have your powers, which is an interesting thing to think about. Like, if I had Superman's powers, like that's probably how I would fight too. Like, I know you really can't hurt me.
It's just like what you gonna do?
Right. But out here, he's losing his powers, and they've got a red sun, so he hasn't been doing that great. This we see some great stuff with Natasha Irons. She has become like a ironsmith now. There, she has a very long chain because she's been defeating a lot of people, and now she's actually working with the ironsmiths, and she's gonna help Superman. She gave him a weapon because he needs to learn how to be a better fighter. And at the end of this, we see Midnighter has helped with a lot of these like other slaves. He helped them out, and because he's going to go rescue his man. And who do we see? Okay. Apollo. It looks like he's been chained up underground, and we learn that like Warworld itself is built on top of another planet. So there's like mystery stuff going on with Warworld that I thought was really interesting. I'm excited. Apollo's getting ready to come back. This is a great issue. I mean,
you liked it. I really enjoyed this issue a lot. So Federici used to draw Aquaman back in the day. He did a couple of arcs for him during the Dan Abner era, so I was really excited to see his art come back. It's very like broad painted style, but it's beautiful and it's very dynamic, and I enjoyed it. And I especially love the way that the colors kind of played throughout this issue, like when Clark was down in the prisons and it was green versus when Midnighter was going to rescue Apollo and the screens were yellow versus like when they were talking to Natasha and it was red. I think like all of that really just kind of impacted the story a lot. Johnson's killing it. I don't know what to say. 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Definitely a 4.5 out of 5 for me as well. Really great issue. I'm excited for more. Totally. All right, up next is Wonder Girl number 7, and this was written by Joel Jones. And did she also do the art?
She did not do the art for this one. This was by Leila Del Luca. She's kind of let me start off by saying this is Joel Jones' Stan account. Okay, I think we all know that. I love that woman, but the ongoing book life might not be for her. And I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
Maybe we can do some one shots every now and again. I really think DC should kind of like emphasize her on her cover and her character design. I think all of those are amazing, but unfortunately, like the ongoings that she's tried to have, I feel like a lot of the same issues are happening, and they're actually getting a little bit worse as time goes on. I will be also sad to say that this is the last issue of Wonder Girl. I believe 8 was solicited, but it has been canceled, and I won't say that this kind of feels like it was abruptly canceled. It feels like the end of the story, but also that's kind of just like how Joel writes. It's still like, okay, this could have been done anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But basically, Yara and the Amazons have like all infiltrated. The other Amazons have infiltrated Olympia so they can free Yara and get her back. We see Donna there, Cassie is there. Big battles are going on. We come across the man who killed Yara's mother back in the day. Come to find out, it is her lover Eros, who has been like trying to guide her through. And he talks about, he used to do bad things for Zeus, and so he's trying to reform, but he wants Yara to be there with him. They fight. He takes the spell off of her, so she's not in love with him anymore. Cassie yells at Zeus about how she is his favorite granddaughter, and he needs to let Yara go to discover her own fate. Zeus is like, whatever. They let her go. The Amazons leave. And Trial of the Amazons is coming.
That's interesting that this is the last issue and that there was a solicit for the next one, and yet this does truly sound like it could have just ended anyway.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if people have been listening, in previous episodes, I dropped this book and said that I was going to jump back into this series.
Yeah.
As it once it tied into the Trial of the Amazons, but it got canceled before it even got there. But
Yara's kind of, I feel a little bad. I feel like her star has like really fallen, and like it was a very quick ascent. I feel like once she was first introduced, like Future State and the 5G and all that stuff, like there was a lot of momentum behind it. She was gonna get the CW show, and then it's just like, woo.
5G Wonder Woman. She was Future State Wonder Woman.
Like the book started to get a lot of delay issues. The CW show didn't get picked up. Nubia came and like took a lot of momentum from her. I think. I know everyone doesn't agree with me on that, but I'm sorry. And I do think there's still space for them to exist together, but I just think a lot of the things that a lot of people were excited about for Yara have kind of faltered.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I think this issue
I think it also could have had a lot to do with like Joelle's great artist and her writing can be whatever, but like she's also a white woman. So I don't know if people could get fully behind her writing
doing
Yara.
like the Brazilian girl.
Yeah.
I can see that as well. I think a lot of passes were made for the art sometimes, which is like beautiful. Again, love Joelle. This is a stand account for sure, but I just don't think the ongoing book of life was for her. She had some similar issues on Catwoman. I think designs, and she should be redesigning DC like it's nothing. Okay.
Oh, for
all
sure.
the girls
Yeah.
get have new
Yes.
costumes. Look great. Any type of events like when they do like death metal and all those things, and people get like weird designs, she should be doing all of that. Like that's her bag. She is fantastic at that. But I think I'm still excited for Trial of the Amazons. I think that's going to be a really fun time. It's going to be really interesting to see kind of this new Amazon group a little bit more and like what they can do and what they bring to the table. It's going to be lots of great art. A lot of great people are writing it. We'll get there. I say this issue, I give it a 3 out of 5. The series as a whole, I'll also give it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was fine. I think it took a little while to get started, and unfortunately now it's over. But we'll see what's next for Yara on the horizon. There is going to be a 2-issue Trial of the Amazon mini-series for her, I think. So that'll probably kind of like set the status of what goes forward next. Like she might just be like the Wonder Woman of this new group of Amazons.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see what I'm gonna try out. Trial of the Amazon. So
I think it's gonna be
we'll
good.
See what's going on with. I think so too. So maybe we'll see what's going on more with Yara there. All right, and up next is Deaths of Wolverine #1, and this is written by Benjamin Percy with art by Federico Valentini, and I don't know. I don't know. You know.
What do you mean?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I liked it as much as X Lives of Wolverine. Yeah.
Agreed.
But
it doesn't feel needed though, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel needed. Like, why are we doing this?
I also feel like so in this issue, Mystique is after Moira.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Mystique immediately left to go after Moira right after they did the stuff in Inferno, it kind of takes away from everything that they just did. Like she could have just killed Moira in front of Cypher and like been done with it.
Right.
But she goes out and then you immediately run out after her. It's just kind of, I don't know. I think it was weird. I also am like just kind of coming, I guess, off my Wolverine high and just being like, why does this need to be like 10 weeks of this?
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't need to have this do a whole back and forth between this. This could have all just been one thing.
The art
could have been Arc and Wolverine.
Okay. Could have been. I do think the art was great. This artist also did the Captain America and not Captain America, the Falcon and Winter Soldier miniseries that they had a few months ago for Sam and Bucky. So it's nice to see him like coming back and getting more work. I think he's got a really kinetic, dynamic style. And Jane, when she pops up, she looks good. And like her Valkyrie suit, she looks
so in this issue, we see that Moira like has developed cancer. And she can't even get any Krakoa pills because there's like a long wait list for them, and it doesn't matter because those pills don't even like cure cancer. And Mystique shows up as one of the nurses there and is about to, kill her, but Valkyrie pops in the window and stops Mystique, and then Moira gets away. I was not expecting Valkyrie to pop up. I'm not gonna lie, when she did, I was like, what is she doing here? Like,
that's her new role now. She protects those who are about to die.
She just be like hovering over hospitals.
First of all, she's a doctor. Okay. She's a doctor, so let's start there. She works in the hospital, but she got in trouble, so they put her in the morgue. But because of her like new Valkyrie sense and all that, she can now see people who are close to death or who have death hovering over them, and so she tends to go towards those people. So with Moira having cancer, I'm pretty sure she gets like that energy and that draw, and then Mystique pops up. So she's like, "Oh, girl, you really about to die now."
That's kind of
which I'm okay with.
Yeah,
Moira's got to go.
For sure. Sorry. She is trying to take out the mutants. She got to go. But like, I don't know if we needed a whole like thing for this.
Agreed.
Because by the end of it, we see that Krakoa has like a tumor. I guess you can kind of look at it. He like has birthed this thing, and it is a warlock Wolverine.
It was weird.
So it's like Krakoa like birthed this like tumor of a warlock Wolverine, which is gonna be terrorizing people on Krakoa probably. I don't know. Normally, I'm always into like some like random like fun superhero crazy stuff, but this one hidden.
It's just weird. A couple of the X-books were weird too. Did you read the Marauders Annual?
Why would I do that?
Okay, well, that was also a weird issue. The Iceman was in it. He was sleeping in a hot tub with Christian Frost. And
Somnus down, baby. Iceman
is Somnus had them in like a dream state. I guess they were at prom or something like that. And Christian Frost's father was like in the floor yelling at him, and he was like stepping on him. It was like so weird. It was like it was just weird. It really also made me
like a gay boys at prom.
But it was like
Iceman 30. Let it go.
Because you're in a hot tub. You're in the hot tub. You're sleeping in the hot tub at that. Like the characters are sleeping, and then like Somnus, this character who we don't even know, who we just met, this young Italian man, is like giving you this. I did too, until Steve Orlando tweeted that he was Italian, and then my world was shook. But yeah, so like, first of all, it's weird because like, why are you guys with Somnus? Why would you ask him to do this? Why would you ask him to do this specifically? And then like, why would you do it while sleeping in a hot tub? Why would we sleep in a hot tub? Because his powers only work while you're asleep. They're dreams.
So they were all in the hot tub kicking it, and then they said, "Oh, let's go back to prom, but in order for your powers to work, we got to go to sleep." What is going on?
The X-books was weird. That was weird. This Deaths of Wolverine issue was weird. It was weird. I'm sorry. I don't think I know.
I'm
know.
I'm
gonna go back. Go back to X Lives and see what that's given next week. But X Deaths, if this is what it's, I don't know.
I don't know.
Even X Lives, that's my beginning to be honest. It's like we really need to keep going back in time for you to saving Charles Xavier. Like, what are we doing right now?
It's like a blast to pass. I mean, Wolverine sells.
He does. King. I respect it.
I think certain things. I mean, let's be honest here. Certain things sell. Like, let's be honest. I saw that Trial of Magneto was like selling very well while it was coming out. Magneto's name is in the title. It's Magneto.
In the book.
It's Magneto. So this is literally like You selling this as like a Hoxpox thing with these 2 series, but it's Wolverine. It's
Money.
gonna sell.
He's a king. He's a king. He's a king.
Yeah,
You gotta
it's
respect
gonna
him. And you
sell.
have to love him. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna read it. I might, like I said, I'm gonna check out the next issue of X Lives and probably the next issue of X Deaths just to be 100% sure. But if they're not really giving what I want, then I might just wait for this to hit Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. What would you rate this issue?
I give it a 3. I think the art was fantastic. I think there were some elements of the story that feel a little weird, especially with like Moira and the cancer stuff. And then like also, does she not get cancer in any of her other lives? Whatever. That's a whole nother question. Maybe that'll get answered too. I'll leave that one alone. But the art was probably like the highlight for me. Seeing Jane, I get the idea. It's fine. It's weird, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. For me, it's like it's weird but fine. I don't know. I just don't know if I personally feel like we need this for me, but we'll see. Okay, up next is Devil's Reign number 3, and this is written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Marco Cicchetto. And we continue along when learning more about like what the Kingpin is going to be doing with all of the heroes and the villains. This issue opens up with a very beaten and bruised Ben. I think it's Ben Parker, Ben Kane. What was the other clone of Peter Parker?
Oh,
I forget his name. It's Ben. I forget his last name, but he is in jail, and the Human Torch and the Thing come to break him. Ben Reilly. Yes, I don't know why I kept thinking of Ben Kane. Whatever. I think there's another clone named Kane. Never mind. Peter's got a lot of clones.
I only knew Ben Reilly because I've been like specifically seeing people tweet about Ben Reilly. I don't actually know who Ben Reilly is.
Ben Reilly is a clone of Peter Parker. You know, like the whole clone saga thing that is like a famous Spider-Man story is like there was this clone of Peter Parker like created, and like the way that the issues happened was like you're reading the issues, but by the end of it, you find out that you've been reading about the clone the whole time. And like the clone realizes that like he runs into Peter Parker and he's like seeing Peter Parker make out with Mary Jane. He's like, that's not right. Like, oh, wait, I'm the clone. And that's like the big reveal that, yeah, like the character you have been reading about like had been Ben Reilly, and he was a clone.
I don't like clones.
You know how to about those, yeah. But anyway, currently he has a lot of fans because he's become Scarlet Spider. Like he has his own like Spider-Man name, got his own life or whatever. Currently in comics, he is Spider-Man because Peter Parker is in a coma, I think.
Oh.
Either way, yeah, Ben Reilly
Peter's
is Spider-Man
always
right
got
now.
some stuff going on. Like he be down bad.
Yeah. But he is in jail because all vigilantes are, are allowed to be out there like that, like they're banned. And who shows up but Human Torch and Thing to break him out of jail because they say that man is a good person. Like, we're going to help our friend. And because the cops in there have been beating Ben Reilly, like his face is already beat up because Taskmaster like threw him out of that window in the last issue. But then he got arrested by the police because vigilantes are banned. And while inside, like the cops are like doing the whole bad cop thing and like slamming his head into the door. I mean, to the table. So the Fantastic Four, the Human Torch and Thing come and take him out of jail because he has just like hasn't been arrested fully yet. Like he's still like being charged. They come and take him out. Human Torch. If you are reading Fantastic Four, I'm not, but I know this that Human Torch's powers have been like messed up where he can't turn them off. So he kind of like literally just walks through a door. He's like, "Oh, sorry about your door, because I can't turn my powers off," which I thought was a really cool scene. They rescue him. We see Luke Cage give his mayor speech out to people how he's running for mayor. Sue is in jail and she's been meeting with her attorney and she's like, like what's going on here? We have to like stop Kingpin from getting this crazier. And her attorney's like, we're doing the best we can. She slips a paper clip from the papers that she like told her. So it makes me show that Sue's gonna do something in jail. I don't know what. Kingpin is starting to realize that like his memory had been erased as far as like knowing who Daredevil's memory of who his identity was. And Purple Man tells him like, I feel something like that. It feels like my own abilities. Oh, it was my kids, and reveals that it was my kids, the one that did this. Kingpin wants to go and find all of his children. Now, I don't know if he wants to kill them. Probably.
I was about to say to kill them.
But Kingpin wants to like rally up all the kids, like he says he wants to use it to make his like mind control device that he's using with Purple Man stronger, but I don't know if he's going to like get rid of all of them at the end of it. Well, he tells Doc Ock like, I need to get those kids. Like, would they make my machine stronger? And Doc Ock's like, yeah, it will, but like, I'm not going to help you get kids. Like, that's not what I do. I don't like kidnap kids. I'm just a scientist. He's like, I'll help you with the machine, but like, I'm not going to kidnap kids. So Kingpin is like, okay, I'll have someone else do it. So we'll see what's going to happen there. Then we get more of some of the kids now, they're like the Purple Man's kids. They're coming back to come and kill Purple Man. I don't know why they want to kill him. Probably because he's a bad. They want to kill him.
Blood.
These superheroes now, like they are meeting underground and they're like having this conversation about we need to stop Kingpin. And all of a sudden, She-Hulk is like, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe he's right. Maybe superheroes are bad. Like maybe we do always bring up villains. And they're like, what, She-Hulk? Like, you can't be serious. You can't think he's right. And all of a sudden, Jessica Jones is like, wait, I know this. This is Purple Man. Like, I know that this is been influencing us right now. Just start turning on each other. So then all of them feel like, well, we need to just go to Kingpin right now and just stop this. Captain America is like, I don't really know if that's a smart idea. Daredevil's like, well, we going anyway, with or without you.
Okay, like, what's up? Like, take us to the source. I know that's right. That's my boy. That's what I'm talking about.
He leaves, and they're like about to break into the mayor's place because I didn't read the tie-in, but I do appreciate when like they acknowledge tie-ins and stuff. I guess Kingpin is his mansion and stuff and all his properties like seized. So he's been staying in the mayor's office, like staying at Congress. So they're like trying to break into there to go straight to Kingpin. And Spider-Man Miles Morales is like, are we sure about this? Like, do we really need to be breaking into like Congress right now? Daredevil says like, kid, we're vigilantes. Like part of being a vigilante is like, sometimes we have to do what other people can't do. And then all of a sudden, all of them get attacked by these superior foes is kind of what you can kind of call them right now, because Doc Ock, he had access to the Fantastic Four's base, and he got access to Reed Richards' bridge where he used to like bridge to other universes and like try to meet other people and all that kind of stuff in the Fantastic Four. They're explorers. Well, he had been using that bridge to access other universes that had superior versions of himself. I don't know if anyone remembers when Doc Ock took over Spider-Man's body and he was Superior Spider-Man.
That was hot.
That was a fun era. Well, he found other universes where he did that with other heroes. So there's a Superior Ghost Rider, a Wolverine, and a Hulk.
Baby.
Always Wolverine and a Hulk. Wolverine. And all of them have like extra arms. The Wolverine has like spider arms on the back of them, like the mechanical ones. And Doc Ock, he brings them in. They're all attacking the heroes, and we get a flashback of what's his name? What's Matt's lawyer friend?
Foggy?
Yes, Foggy's going back into his office. When he opens his door, someone knocks him out. It looks like one of Kingpin's guards, and they like beat him bloody.
Always Foggy.
I've been enjoying Devil's Reign a lot more. It's a fun like Daredevil event, I guess you can kind of call it. It's a better spin, in my opinion, on like Civil War.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I forgot to pick this issue up. I wasn't because I wasn't really sure how I felt about the first two, so I was like, I don't know. But this sounds hot. And I really like
Yeah.
the way the Daredevil was like, let's just go to the source. I also kind of like that Miles is in this and
Hmm.
without like Peter. I
Yeah.
feel like, this is kind of like, I think a lot of people like to go back and forth. I'm sorry, not people, a lot of racist folks like to try and do the whole like Miles is and Spider-Man thing. And it's like he's always got to be in something with Peter, or that's like really when it's remembered. I like that he is in this like as Spider-Man doing his own thing with his own relationships with these heroes. Like that sounds cool. That's
Yes,
what he
they
needs.
recognize him as Spider-Man, even though, as I said earlier, that Ben Riley is Spider-Man right now. They recognize Miles as his own Spider-Man. They call him Spider-Man too when there is no Peter around.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's great. I like this issue a lot. 4 out of 5 for me for sure. Great art
Okay.
and Daredevil. I did appreciate Daredevil. Like they were all down there. Like we found out that this was Kingpin using Purple Man, and he was like, "Well, we can just go kick his ass right now." So I appreciated that.
Period.
Um, I've always liked whenever stories really highlight the different characters and how they would react in situations. Not everyone kind of doing the same thing. So I like that.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm into it.
and up next is Iron Man number 16, and this is by Chris Cantwell with art by Abram Robertson. And okay, I started picking up Iron Man because Korvac was in this, right?
I remember.
And I won't even lie, this has been a pretty good series. Iron Man fans, y'all won. I know, like we haven't, I know we haven't really been talking about him a lot on this show because um, I'm not the biggest Iron Man fan, and I don't think you are either, Keenan. And but I picked this up truly because like Korvac was in it, and he's one of my favorite villains. Go ahead and listen to the last episode if you want to get a little bit more information on Korvac. But I really actually enjoyed a lot of this. The way that the characters are really written, I really enjoyed Hellcat in this. I didn't know that she was dealing with coming back. She had been brought back to life, but she died because of a suicide that she when
Mhm.
she took her life, and her dealing with her mental issues after like being in hell because she
Mhm.
was married to um
Damon Hellstrom.
Hellstrom. Yeah,
For
like
those
that,
who
all
don't
that
know,
stuff.
that suicide storyline was like obviously for a lot of reasons super controversial when it came out, but Hellcat specifically because she had always been portrayed as like this really like fun, upbeat, bubbly character, and then like it was such a shift about like the depression and how dealing with hell and Hellstrom had like really made her sad, and then she's like in the mirror and she's like looking at herself and she's shrunk and then she like kills herself, and then she comes back eventually because a bunch of the Avengers go to hell, and Hawkeye is like fighting for a soul that he thinks is Mockingbird, but Mephisto has tricked them and it's actually Hellcat, so Patsy comes back to life.
Oh, um, well, yeah, she
It's,
talks about that in this issue and like gets really deep, and I really appreciated the way that it was addressed in this. So like I said, Iron Man fans, y'all won. The art
well, that's good for
previously,
them.
so like this issue, I wasn't the biggest fan of the art in this issue, but the artist on the previous issues, I think his name is Kafu, I like his art a lot. Um,
Oh, I remember
this,
him.
yeah, I really did like his stuff.
He used to draw what's her name? He drew Jane's Valkyrie book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, they want to. He's a really good artist. But this issue, previously in the story, Iron Man had been fighting and going after Korvac. Like I've said on my character panel, Korvac usually wins, and he did. In this one, he actually ended up getting the power cosmic from Galactus' ship, reached his final form, where he is like this cosmic being. Except this time, Iron Man also was able to like absorb the power cosmic, and he also became like a cosmic being. And the two of them had this like crazy fight, and the big cosmic like entities got involved, and they took Korvac and basically like locked him into a prison. And instead of taking the power cosmic from Iron Man, they let him keep it, which they said
Mm.
because like they were going to like let him decide his own fate. They let him keep it. this issue is about Iron Man coming back to Earth now, except he has this power cosmic. Before he comes back, all of his friends are meeting up and they're like, if he has a power cosmic, this is not going to look good. We all know Tony. We all like him, but like, let's be honest, him with this kind of much power is not going to go very well. And that's basically what happens in this issue. Iron Man comes back, the Avengers come to stop him, and he's like, I'm not going to fight you guys. I'm only here to help. And Captain America keeps like cutting him off where he's like, I'm going to like help. And Captain's like, no, you need to give this up. And finally he like kind of showcases his cosmic power. And he's like, no, you need to listen. Like, I'm not going to go crazy with this power. I'm going to like make everyone smart. So he made and he started with just New York. He was like, just as an experiment, I'm going to just start here and then we'll go further out. But he made everyone like as smart as he is. And
he always playing God with somebody. Like, sit down somewhere.
This is gonna go very poorly for him. I thought there was a funny scene in this where people are kind of wondering if they feel any differently, like they feel smarter. And Reed, Sue was like, Reed, do you feel any differently? And he's like, I think I feel a little dumber. But then we see a lot of these people like all across New York, like they start having these very smart and engineer-based conversations. And I guess one of Iron Man's villains is called like the Big Wheel or something like that. He tries to I don't know who he is, but he like wakes up from a coma, and now that he's smart, like Iron Man, he tries to like go off, and he's a villain, I guess. And Hellcat saw him and thought like, oh, I think he's gonna go out and do some villainous things. We need to stop him. But really, he wanted to like stop traffic. Like he came up with some plan to like completely stop traffic. And Iron Man is like, this is what happens when we get ahead of ourselves and like make these assumptions about people when they have this kind of power. And the issue ends by Hellcat saying, I don't like what's going on with Tony having this power. We need to like do something about this. And who is she speaking to? Doom. She goes to Dr. Doom and is like, we need to figure out something like to do with Tony and his power cosmic. So I might end up reading the next issue now because y'all know I like Doom. So
I do like Doom. Keep me posted. I'm not going to pick it up, but Hellcat's great. I like the Doom thing. I don't like Tony now.
You may want to check out the other issues. Hellcat was fairly prominent in a lot of them. They kind of separated the two of them. Like, Tony got like trapped in some planet or whatever, and like Hellcat was with the team doing other stuff. And you get some insight on her. Again, I had no idea about the stuff with her dealing with like the mental stuff. And what I appreciated was that it was discussed in like a very positive way. I think it was issue like 9 or 10, I think, around there, where she was kind of having these kind of spotlights. So check that out if you do like Hellcat. And the Korvac stuff. What happened now with Korvac, him being like trapped by the entities, I mean, eventually he's going to break out. Perfect time for Blue Marvel to be his villain.
Wake it up.
Writers, if y'all are listening to this, he's out there waiting for you to use him as a villain.
What would you rate this one?
Honestly, I would give this issue a 3.5 out of 5. I wasn't the biggest fan of the art, but I do like that it isn't some kind of like, Tony got this power cosmic and now he's going to kind of take over the world and he's like a maniacal kind of crazy villain thing. That was more of we're seeing the differences in how he would react to certain things now that he has his power cosmic and people kind of listening to him. It seems like one of the biggest things that this book harps on is that like Tony has always wanted to feel seen. So I am obviously this is going to go poorly for him because he's going to get out of hand with the power cosmic. But I'm interested to see where it goes.
Okay. Shout out to the Iron Man fans.
Yeah. Y'all won. I had no idea y'all were winning like this, but I know y'all won. And they got Alex Ross on the covers.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah. Okay, and the final book of the week is X-Men number 7, and this is written by Jerry Duggan and art by Pepe Larraz. And right off the bat, I will say that this issue is one of the better ones, I think, of the series so far. I think I'm starting to really like come around to the series. And I've been having a thing of realizing that this is now like a reboot of the X-Men. They're no longer like a family anymore. The X-Men now, the mutants anyway, are a nation. And the X-Men are superheroes of the mutants. I think previously I've always, if y'all know me, I've always said that like before this moment now with Krakoa, if you were to ask me if the X-Men were superheroes, I would say no. Like they were just people with they were people with powers who are being hunted and feared, and like they're just kind of sticking together, or they were at a school. But now the X-Men are like superheroes and stuff, and that's is being like redefined. And I really think I am enjoying kind of what's going on here with this superhero team, is the superhero aspects of the X-Men. This issue opens up with Dr. Stasis, who I think has become like a really fun villain. We don't know too much about him, but like I think he's very entertaining. I love a mad scientist, and he created a bunch of these like gene spliced animals for the X-Men to basically fight. And then we later see that Cyclops was resurrected, and he can't remember obviously how he died, and Emma knows, but she doesn't want to tell him how it happened because it was like too bad for her. He is like, all right, fine, but like I need to leave, I need to get back to the X-Men. And this is where we see that she reached out to Jumbo Carnation and about like creating Captain Krakoa. There's obviously going to be some like friction now between the X-Men and the Council. I think where the X-Men want to feel like they can operate independently and do what they want to do and not be like the agents of the Council, where they want to feel more like the agents of Krakoa. That makes sense. It's a I think a pretty great thing that happened for the X-Men that you never really see for the Avengers anymore, where there's a clash with like the government, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like the government's like, oh, you are.
So the Avengers pretty much like operate independently now. Whereas they used to be the government team.
Exactly. Whereas I think like they would always have friction with the government. I remember like remember when I think Henry Gyrick actually was the one who came in and got rid of the whole roster and was like, oh, we need to have a black dude. So they brought on Falcon because we needed to have a quota.
And then they did it again when they brought in Triathlon.
Yeah. But now I think that there's the X-Men now are going to be having that friction with the council. And we do end up seeing how Cyclops did die. He was in this fight. We see him like take this really cool stand with his powers, and we remember how that his eye blasts are concussive and they can like bounce off of things when he does like these cool angles. We see some cool sync ups with Sync. Basically what happened was while rescuing a baby, Cyclops like got slashed in the throat, and everybody saw it, so they couldn't just like bring him back around, and then that would be a resurrection. I don't really know how they're going to get around with that. I guess technically they already did because they mind wiped Ben Ulrich, and since he was mind wiped, so they found out that he was mind wiped later, and that he had no memory of it. And Cyclops is like talking to Jean, like, "Oh, like were you the one who did it?" And she's like, "No, you couldn't think that I did that." And he was like, "Okay, it was Emma who probably was the one who mind wiped Ben Ulrich."
Of course, it was exactly what she was supposed to do, exactly what Jean should have done, but she didn't.
Somebody should. I mean, she's only gonna, get involved when she can make it about herself.
When Cyclops tells her to.
I only say when she's taking it about herself because she didn't have to, step in with my girl. I appreciate her that she like made her speak up for herself. And I did appreciate that Lorna had to come around and check her and be like, hey girl, I don't appreciate that. But anyway, we also see that Sync has like kind of had an upgrade now. While they were out fighting all these monsters, he is able to sync with both Sunfire and Jean while she is like, but Jean is off in space because Polaris, Jean, and Rogue all went to space to do some stuff with probably to go handle probably the game world stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's able to like use her telekinesis. And according to like a data page, it seems as though when he was resurrected, his powers of like growing, and B, not only do they think that it could have been possible that he is synced with Jean because she's so far away, then he actually is like imprinting powers on himself now, like he can kind of recall them. But the tests were still like inconclusive. They need to see, and by they I mean it was Cecilia Reyes who was running these tests. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, I feel like he's becoming a little too overpowered.
I don't like Sync. I'm sorry. And I've been trying to do do the whole I don't want to go against the black guy thing, but it's just like I don't think he is a character that is made for me. I do not like his powers. I do not like the definition of his powers. And now he's like overpowered. I think power mimics as a whole are like super lazy. The only one who I typically tolerate is Rogue, and that's only because her power is like such a detriment to her. Like you get the mental capabilities of it. Like even when they try to do the whole thing of her recalling powers, I thought that was too much. I think it should be she touches you, she gets it, it fades away. She can have control over it, like when she touches you, if it actually activates or not. But like that's about it. I think once you have this character who can do everything that everybody does whenever he wants to, and then his whole thing is that he also does it better than you, and then you give him this recall ability, it's just like it's ridiculous at that point. Like you gotta go.
Yeah, he could do too much then at that point. I am one that I like when powers grow. Like every character should be able to grow with their powers or whatever and expand them. But like, I don't know. There's a difference in like expanding and like adding extra to that's just like too much.
And it's like it's nothing that we haven't seen. Every power mimic kind of like gets this type of recall situation storyline. I mean, Rogue even got her own again. But it's just
Hope had one. Didn't she do the same thing kind of thing
I
during?
don't pay too much attention to Hope. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's just again like power mimics as a whole, like I'm already just kind of turned off from it, and then once you add this just extra aspect of it for him, I just don't really see it. I don't get it.
Yeah, he's a little too powered. I prefer that if he was like, I don't know, maybe he could sync up with two people now instead of just one or something, instead of it being like he could recall powers and sync up with someone and like is probably going to be an omega level something because everyone loves that word.
So and then
Anyway.
whatever, let him have his moment. I know the Generation X fans are like celebrating.
Yeah, he's back. He's an X-Man. And this
Born.
was like a spotlight for him. Damn. I'm enjoying the X-Men now. I think this issue makes the last issue seem a lot better. And I'm also realizing that this is only like the issue 7. We got a while to go, I think.
So this whole thing about like Jean has her half in space and Cyclops has this team on the ground. So is this the split up that they were talking about like a few issues?
I think so.
Does that
I don't know
make
if this is gonna be like.
Does that make
term,
you change the way you think about like the gala and like the new X-Men team? Like I remember we talked about, maybe like Jean would get half, or they would like split the two crews into like something different. But if they're showing the split now and Jean has her half in space and Cyclops has his half, does this make you think that like the teams will still stick around?
I don't know. I used to think that the teams would stick around, but now I think maybe by the time the gala does come around, that there will be a whole new team of people. Or at least like a mix. Or I personally would rather it just be where the winner kind of joins, because we really did just get this team, I feel like. Yeah. And they haven't really done much. Especially when you look at everything from House of X to Inferno, from House of X to Inferno, and you look at the timelines for stuff, that only happened over the course of like a few months.
Yeah.
Like I think like the timeline that Hickman used in the story, like all that stuff from that time only happened over the course of a few months. So it would be weird, in my opinion, like they just got this team
to have
a whole nother one
already.
Yeah.
I don't know. See. I guess we'll find out in June.
Are they? Do you think they're gonna keep doing that? Like every year is just gonna be like a voted on, one member is voted on, and then like there's a whole new team. Yeah. Like, do you think that's now a part of like the status quo? Is X-Men vote?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I just think it's always gonna be like. Do you remember how it used to be like Astonishing? Like they would give writer the Astonishing X-Men and they tell like this kind of like self-contained story for however many issues, and it would just be this thing that the X-Men trying to be superheroes in some form or fashion. And then I think after Marjorie Liu came on, it kind of like switched itself a little bit. And then it started to become more of like a series thing. I think X-Men is taking the place of what Astonishing used to be, and it is now just going to be that book like where we have the voted team, we get the gala, it's an event. The Avengers used to throw their press conferences for the team. This is the X-Men for the next year or however long this writer wants to tell this kind of story about it. This will be the one you get.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Avengers used to tell their press releases for their teams too. Yeah, the X-Men really are like being rebranded as like mutant superheroes.
The mutant Avengers. What they always kind of were, but like now it's official.
Yeah, it's much more official now. Because I feel like before it was like that's kind of how we saw them, like we the reader saw them. But like in universe, I don't think they were like superheroes like that.
Yeah, no. Now there's like the whole like hated and fear thing for the mutants is gone. There's not really a reason to hate and fear them because they're all on their island. Now if people like don't really care about them, it's more like a political type of situation. Exactly. It's like, oh, you guys are doing all these things, and it's like, what makes you so superior? It's like, I think again, it's just we've hit the next era of the X-Men. Like this is the new line. My girl got her own book. It's cool.
My girl will forever be known as the winner of that first X vote. Okay.
Her story. Excuse me. Her story.
I know that's right. I would end up actually rating this issue, honestly, a 4 out of 5. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed the stuff with Cyclops, especially with him. Again, I don't think everyone is going to be getting some long drawn out speech about what happened with them at the gala and why they, said why they wanted to be on the roster for the X-Men. Him just cutting up and saying like, I am the X-Men. Honestly, it's all he really needs to say. He doesn't really need to plead his case because let's be real, it's Cyclops. But yeah, I enjoyed the issue a lot, so definitely a 4 out of 5. A great art too.
Okay. I think I'm gonna tap back into this when we get to the gala. It depends on if Firestar wins the vote or not.
Yeah, I mean she definitely won. That was a very high margin. She had amongst everybody else.
What a woman! I'm so excited. And she'll get a new costume and everything. I'm so excited.
That would be cool. We'll see. Definitely have that. I really hope Lorna stays on that team. I really hope she doesn't get the boot. But we'll see. It makes sense. I understand that like the voted person would be the one that would change, but like I hope not. She's been doing a lot of fun stuff.
If anything, I would say that like maybe the entire team won't change. Like a few members will stick around and we'll just like get like they'll write somebody out. And we'll get like Firestar in and maybe like 2 other people. Because I don't feel like Rogue is gonna stay on this team. I'm sorry to the Rogue fans. She should have stayed in Excalibur.
Yeah, her and Otherworld like being Rogue. That would have been cool.
She was using her powers there. You actually saw her, and she spoke.
I think that's crazy. In this run, I think Emma Frost has spoken more than Rogue. That's wild. That's wild. On that note, let's go ahead and take a break. And we'll come right back.
Cool. Welcome back, everybody, from our break. And today's panel discussion is going to be something that's been a little bit heavy on my mind lately, and it is the DCEU.
Everything okay?
No. It's not okay.
Oh,
No, so
bye.
honestly, no. There was just one of the new posters got revealed for the Batman, and I started thinking about the Batman in general, and I was like, oh, I'm actually kind of like excited for this movie. I've been a champion of Robert Pattinson in the role since it got announced. I thought it was going to be like kind of weird, kind of different. I love Zoe Kravitz, so as soon as she got announced, Selena, when I saw the trailer, I was all in. And then I started thinking about like, okay, what else is coming out from the DCEU right now? Because I know Peacemaker's out. I'm not watching that though. I'm sorry. But then I started thinking, oh, the Shazam movie's coming out, Black Adam's coming out. They announced that Aquaman 2 finished wrapping. So I was like, that means their teaser trailer stuff is probably going to be coming soon. And I was just like, there are some things happening. And I wanted to kind of look back at where we were, which was in the trenches, where we are now, slightly above the trenches, and like where we think we're going to go from here. Because again, DC is one of those companies that has announced a lot of things, and a lot of things have not happened. However, now some of those things are starting to happen. Like Batgirl,
They're trying.
the movies are having, you know, and I'm also really excited for, and I want to talk about like anybody who you might be excited for, because I personally, I don't think the movie is going to be that great, but I am ready for Aldous Hodge as Hawkman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe they
Yeah.
haven't released set photos of him yet or anything, because I need to see what that costume looks like, because I'm kind of fearful that they're going to go like the Legends of Tomorrow route and put him in like a full like armored suit or something, or like cover up the chest. And it's like, no, I need green pants, a harness, and a mace.
Take that shirt off now.
And so to prepare for this, I was actually rewatching a lot of DCEU movies. Excuse me. I did not watch Wonder Woman 1984 though.
That was the one I didn't watch either. I said I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Like an immediate skip. It was an immediate skip. I was like, no, I'm done. But I did rewatch the Snyder cut, and it was still very long. And, you know, that one was also a little bit interesting because of all the stuff that's been going on in the press right now with Joss Whedon and Ray Fisher, and, you know, really reigniting that case and all the things. And like, oh my God, Joss Whedon, what a horrible interview. I don't know if anybody read it, but he did one that was supposed to kind of like clear up the rumors and all of those things about the stuff that was going on at WB and that movie. And he just made it worse. Like, and like, Ray Fisher can't act, sure, but like, you were still wrong. No one in that movie could act.
Right.
even the people who are like known for like acting was doing bad acting. Like, it just wasn't good. But I rewatched that. I rewatched the first Wonder Woman. I watch Aquaman all the time, so that one wasn't difficult to sit through again. I watched Shazam, and I feel like I actually liked that one a lot more than when I originally saw it. Birds of Prey. That was fun. That's actually probably my favorite DCEU movie so far. And shout out to Miss Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
You know what? Let's pull over for a second, because there was a time, I want to say around the New 52 when it was coming out, where I remember, I think it was maybe Jim Lee or someone over at DC was saying that like Harley Quinn was the fourth pillar of DC, that it was like the Trinity with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn was that fourth pillar. And, you know, I remember people back then like laughed at it, and it was like, there's no way, like, it should be Green Lantern, or it should be the Flash, or anybody. And we gotta be honest here, y'all. Okay.
You know exactly who it is.
Harley Quinn has literally been carrying the DCEU, and like her comics have been selling like crazy. She really is like everything. That girl.
She is the connective tissue of the entire DCEU. And I like really hope they keep her on, because I want to see her in the Batman. I want to see her and Chloe's Catwoman together.
Oh man. Damn, that would be good.
Like, come on.
I don't know if Margot Robbie said she was done. Or I don't even know how that would work, because I don't know if they're all in the same universe, but just make it up.
Just like do it, whatever. Like, you got your multiverse, like, I don't care. Put her in however you need to put her in. She deserves. I need to see that. And then like Journey's Black Canary is also supposed to be in Batgirl.
Oh man.
So it's like,
I also really love Journey's Black Canary.
Also, really amazing. A really well done cast. That movie did really well with casting. I'm not actually. That's not true. I didn't like Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, but I also didn't like
Really?
Huntress.
Why not?
I just wasn't into it.
I mean, she was good. She was kind of bland. She was just kind of there.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Also, I do feel bad about what they did to the Cass Kane fans.
Yeah, they did kind of mess that up. That was rude.
That was like a Taskmaster level blow.
Yeah, that was definitely a Taskmaster level blow.
Mm. But no, I think the DCU has made some decent castings here and there. I'm always a little sorry for Henry Cavill and his Superman. Yeah. I feel like he really did want to kind of try.
How do you drop the ball on that? How the hell you drop the ball on that?
I don't know.
Like, come on. He is Superman.
Like that was sick. I'd be sick, and it's just like, and then for him to continuously say like, I want to do it. Like I want to come back and be Superman. Like I want to show like the fun, happiness, but it's like, nah, you lost. But it's like also crazy because it's like, do you think they'll ever recast Superman?
Yes. Because Man of Steel came out 10 years ago.
Well, that was the wrong question. I know they're going to recast Superman. Do you think they're going to do it soon?
Oh. I do think that someone eventually, because I know that they're going through some like managerial things right now, because I forget what position, some higher position at DC, he just left recently. And the reason I saw what the streets were saying was that he got picked up by Kanye West. Yeah, for like some big thing.
No, that's right.
But
he said, I know
he was like,
give me the money.
He was like president of DC or something, and he like left.
The black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him. I remember when he got announced because I was really excited because I was like, he seemed like he knew what he was doing, and like some things kind of started making sense. I don't even think he's been in the role for longer than like 2 years.
No, he wasn't. That Kanye check must be nice.
Okay.
But like they're going through some things like that, so someone might come in, I think, and step up and want to do something with the movies post this Flashpoint thing that they're trying to do right now. So I do think that they will like recast it after that.
Okay. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
To see who they cast. I mean, I hope they kind of go left field. Again, I was a huge fan of the Robert Pattinson casting. I think Pattinson's going to kill it. I'm so excited.
We'll see. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Only because I feel like I'm just like done with Batman. Like I've had so much Batman, but I am excited for Selena.
She's hot. From that first trailer where they showed just the boot stepping out, it was done. But no,
absolutely.
I totally understand the thing about being kind of burnt out on Batman and not wanting to see that. But I don't know. I feel like this take is going to be different and interesting. I don't know. I'm interested for some reason. I think Batman is always kind of going to be good for a good beat 'em up type of movie. You're going to get your dark tones. The score is going to probably be moody. But I'm also into all of that stuff. So it feels
right. Do you think
Riddler
that they're going to like try to connect this stuff going forward?
I don't know. I go back and forth. I think that sometimes, yes. Again, because I would like to see those things of Harley Quinn and Catwoman together. And I think there are some casting choices that should be moved over. But at the same time, DC is all about multiverse. Like, and that's not even like just movie wise. I'm just talking about like the actual DC Comics
company. Yeah,
is like the multiverse.
That's their thing.
Like they're always doing stuff with various realities and just bringing new people in. So I do also think you could just go ahead and reboot it, and you don't really have to make that much of a fuss about it. Look, they're doing it right now with Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just like, and I think again, when you kind of look at Marvel and what they're doing with the multiverse and making that popular, DC leaning into that even more now, it's going to be like, oh, okay, it's selling. People like it. Let's just do that.
How do you let Marvel beat them to the punch like that? Damn.
For a couple of things.
Damn.
It's sick.
I know that hurt.
It's sick. It's really sick.
Yeah.
But
a lot of these movies in DCEU, like I did enjoy some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not say a lot. Let me not say a lot. That's the wrong word. A few of them I did enjoy. Like I definitely enjoy Birds of Prey. Um, yes, that I did not like what they did to Cask, but like I did enjoy the rest of the movie. Um, I rewatched Suicide Squad, both of them.
Which one? Oh,
I rewatched both of them.
okay.
The first Suicide Squad is terrible. I remember back when it came out, and I thought that like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like I remember like excusing it, like, oh, well, it's all right, like it's not that bad. Mostly because I thought like, oh, Harley was dope in this, and I like Deadshot. I think overall I remember
I was
saying
about to
like,
say it
I
was
like
really.
Harley
It's
and Deadshot.
like Will Smith and Margot Robbie just have really good chemistry, and they played their roles really well. And then they had Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, so it
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, this is hot. But no, it's an awful movie.
this movie is actually terrible.
But like
that
those three
that
were
one
really
model girl cannot act.
oh, she was bad. Like that weird like dance thing she was doing when she was moving. She was trying to give like Aaliyah's Queen of the Damn, Akasha coming out the club. It wasn't working. It was
It
real
was
jank.
not cute. It was not cute. She could not act. The movie is also high key racist. Like I think David Ayer has this very weird like fascination and connection with like I think like LA culture.
Hmm.
Because I looked it up and he's from like Michigan or some shit, but he grew up in like LA, like South LA. So
Okay.
like I think he has this weird connection or like view about race and how things are because I don't
Mm,
know why the hell like did they need to make El Diablo like look
uh,
like that? I was like, oh, this is good. This looks racist. And like, why did not King Shark? What's his name? The
oh,
alligator.
the crocodile guy. I,
Yeah, I can't
yeah.
remember his name. But why did he ask for BET?
Oh yeah. People like that. I remember some people that I think there when that happened.
I'm
You
like,
know,
what?
the original Suicide Squad was terrible, but I will always give it its props because that first trailer that they showed at Comic Con had the girl shook.
It
Like
did. Not
I
me.
would, I will never forget watching that trailer, and I was like, "Oh, this is about to be the movie of the year. This is like going to be the
Hmm.
first one to win." It actually did win an Oscar for like costume design, but
Which is another thing. It was also sexist. Like, why Harley got no clothes on?
her little panties.
And the heels.
There he is. And running up walls in them too. The dog, yo, shout out to Margot Robbie.
Shout out to
Okay,
Margot. Yeah,
she did that. She is Harley Quinn. There's nobody who's ever going to be better than her. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. She is definitely like the way we talk about like Tony Stark. We gotta
Hmm.
talk about Harley Quinn.
She's that girl. There's whoever tries after her. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but when
Like she
so
didn't have no clothes on, and there was a whole scene of her like getting dressed, and everybody staring at her, and I was like, "This is very odd."
it was bad. It was bad. Well, watching that one compared to the James Gunn one, how did you like the James Gunn one more? Because I remember
Oh,
I
the
feel like
James
you
Gunn one was a lot more. I liked it a lot more.
did. Okay.
Um, I
Well,
liked I liked the movie overall. Like it was all right. Like it was a better Suicide Squad movie. And again, Margot has truly been carrying the DCEU like on her back. Like
mm-hmm.
Harley steals the entire movie. Um, yeah, I liked it. It was a lot better than the other movie. I think there was a lot of things about it that were still James Gunn that I don't like, and he has this very like dude bro-ish kind of humor to me that I'm not really into.
Yeah.
That I didn't really like, but like it was
What's
better than the first one for sure.
yeah, no,
And Harley has Harley
that
has some
wasn't hard
clothes
to do
on.
that. It was the first time you felt like she was this lethal, dangerous woman that they kept
Mhm.
trying to make her out to be instead of like manic pixie, which was
Yes,
cool. Which was cool for her. Now, to the
Aquaman.
future of the DCU. Let's not go there just yet.
Okay.
Okay, don't make me mad.
Okay.
Don't make me mad. Harley was a good casting. I wanted to talk really quick about Black Adam and
Okay.
The Rock. Are you excited for that in any way?
I feel like I should be because low key I like a lot of those characters. I like Black Adam. I like Cyclone. I like Dr. Fate even. I don't even really like magic like that, but like I like Dr. Fate. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be cheap. I feel like it's gonna be kind of cheap, but I don't know. I think I could be. I'm excited for Aldous Hodge.
Okay, that's what I'm going to see the night it opens. Yeah. But like, I think about like The Rock and the type of movies that The Rock
right. That's what I'm saying.
And it's like him as Black Adam. What is going on? And especially like when you think about the character of Black Adam. Black Adam is like this very like menacing, kind of stone cold, little mean, angry,
everybody beneath my boot kind of thing.
I just don't see that from The Rock.
You gonna see him giving him the people's elbow and like raising that eyebrow.
Like what? I think like I see The Rock coming in to be like The Rock, big and powerful and strong and knocking people down and like doing whatever he's doing. And it's just like, do I want quips. That? Yeah, like do I want that from Black Adam? Do I consider myself enough of a Black Adam fan to even really care? Like, am I just going to go into this and say, oh, whatever, like it's The Rock playing Black Adam? Or like, do I feel like I need to get invested in this because he's going to show up in other stuff?
That's weird that you say that because I feel like I do like Black Adam to the point where I would care that like, damn, they kind of butchered him. But I don't think I care that much to like. I think if anything, it would hurt me more as like a comic book fan because like, damn, y'all didn't even try.
Oh my God! And then what's gonna happen to Black Adam in the comics? Is he gonna start looking like The Rock? Isn't he like Mena or something? What's his nationality?
I think he's Samoan. He's half. He mixed.
Black Adam.
Like Black. Oh, I thought you meant The Rock.
No. What? Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. He's like Egyptian or something, isn't he?
I think so. Or like from Kandak. It's like a fictional place that's in Egypt or something.
Oh.
Was that right?
Yes.
Boom. See, I know.
Okay. Mr. Black Adam staying over here. Oh wait, this says he's from Philly?
Philadelphia.
Hold on. This Wikipedia, I'm gonna have to get into this Wikipedia. So it's actually interesting that I'm looking at this now. I've been thinking about another character to kind of do a deep dive into, and I was gonna do Marvel's The Wasp because I feel like Jan was kind of a character I like. I don't know too much about her outside of her being everybody's friend, but maybe I'll do Black Adam. But I also don't. But Black Adam also kind of makes me think of Namor, and I don't like Namor.
They kind of have similar attitudes.
Maybe it won't be him, but whatever. That's Black Adam. I think out of all the DC,
are you excited for the movie?
I'm excited to see Aldous Hodge's Hawkman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Something tells me they're not gonna do a lot with the budget as far as Dr. Fate goes. Something tells me he's not putting that helmet on.
Oh no, he has to have the helmet on.
I don't think he's gonna put. I think he might put it on once at the end when they suit up.
I'm just like so interested to see what this movie is about.
Did you know they've been talking about this for at least like 12 years?
This is like how Channing Tatum was trying to get that Gambit movie made, except it's actually happening this time.
That Gambit movie.
Cursed. And then all the things that are actually getting made. Again, Batgirl is also getting made, and the costumes have been coming out. The like set pieces and pics have been shown. I like the costume.
Yeah, that one shot of it would look a little cheap. And the other, it look a little CW, but the most recent like little shots of it that have been coming out, it look all right.
It looks nice. I think it's gonna be nice. I'm excited for the girl. She seems really excited to be Batgirl.
I still don't know them for also casting Alicia Yo.
Yes, that's gonna be very exciting. And I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about being on Max, but you know, Blue Beetle was supposed to be on Max too, but they announced that that's actually gonna go to theaters.
Okay, shout out to that. That
Shout
means they
out to
must
him.
have increased his budget, but that also
Okay.
means that Batgirl's budget, because we saw those direct Max movies are.
Yeah.
Mortal
But
Kombat.
I liked Mortal Kombat. It was fun.
How?
And then the sequel just got announced.
Hopefully, we got to see a tournament in this one.
That would be nice. If Katana's in it, then that'll increase it a lot for me. If she's not though, then they can keep it.
I just
See
need
Malusa. Oh.
That's what I need.
And then the Flash is actually coming out, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. I'm not sure if it got pushed back due to the pandemic, but I do know that it's supposed to come out. And they're saying that it was actually supposed to be like a real reboot for the DCEU.
I don't know. But it's
supposed to come
like...
out in November of this year.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's going to be interesting. You know, I don't know. How do you feel about them just like rebooting everything?
I think they have to. I think so much of the past has been tainted by the Snyder stuff and such a divide between routes that they were trying to take with a lot of this stuff that it's best to just reboot it all.
With the reboot,
start fresh.
With the reboot,
we can get rid of Kal-El now.
Iconic.
let her go.
No, I'm definitely actually ready to let her go. I really hope they don't make a Wonder Woman 3. But do you think with the reboot, like if they reboot, are they rebooting from like Battison on, or is it like rebooting so we have Ezra Miller's Flash with Battison, or are we just gonna get this Battison and then it's gonna be another new one?
I think that they're rebooting to establish a multiverse.
Okay.
Like, yes, we as fans have pretty much established that they have a multiverse, but I think that the movie Flash will be the thing where they're actually going to say, like, from here on out going forward, we have a multiverse where we can just do whatever we want to do. So yes, you can come in and make sequels for this movie if you want to, like, because I think Aquaman comes out after the Flash, right? So like, I think that they're going to do that where they just say, now the multiverse is established, because I guarantee someone is going to come in and do a Justice League movie.
No.
But it'll be a whole new cast. It won't even be like anybody else. It'll be like a whole fresh, like, Justice League movie of their own, separate from everything else.
I'll be okay with that if it gets me a new Aquaman.
Right, that's what I think is gonna happen. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
If anybody uses, you don't want him back?
Who?
Jason Momoa.
No, he can go.
He's single now.
Good for him. Happy birthday. Yes, he can go be single and do whatever he needs to do somewhere else. I don't, so now we can talk about Aquaman. Because I watch that movie pretty frequently anyway. I obviously have to, brand recognition and all that. But
yes.
I always am so upset every time I watch it and we flash back to the two younger versions of him, because it's like Jason Momoa already can't act. And then you got these two little boys who also cannot act.
With those contacts in.
With these contacts in.
Oh, man, yeah.
It was just like, what is going on? And it's like so frustrating. It's so frustrating because there were, like, I think Willem Dafoe was fine in the movie. Obviously, Orm was really good. Nicole Kidman. Like, I think there were so many good things about that movie and just the story and how they did things and moved it along. And, like, it was a little bloated at times. You can tell they were trying to put a lot in there for an origin story and, like, this, like, coming of age and, like, him becoming king. Cool, whatever, you got it done. But, like, Jason Momoa and Amber Heard as Aquaman and Mera, it is, they're like, both bad. It's so bad. there's no chemistry between the two of them. And I don't know if people like, I was really up to date on like a lot of stuff that was going on set, like reading interviews and that. And I'll never forget Amber Heard was saying during the time of the movie, like she used to read books in between her scenes. And she was talking about how Jason is this guy who needs a lot of attention. And so she would kind of get to a point, she would go to her books and he had like ripped pages out.
To like play a prank, he was like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, like ripping pages out of her book so she couldn't finish them, or like wherever she was, like now she's missing half of the story. And it's just like, what? So it's like, I feel like a lot of that tension and things that were going on really carried over. They're not good. Amber Heard's kind of not a good person.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm ready for them to
just
go.
throw it away.
But it's sad because I don't want to lose some of the things. Like, again, I like Nicole Kidman, his mom. I think Yaya's Black Manta was a really cool thing, and I think he's excited to come back. I'm excited to see him.
I want him to be Wonder Man.
Oh, that would actually be hot. That would actually.
Would that be hot? I want him to be Wonder Man.
That would be hot. I'm excited to see Yaya. You know, like that's my man. And I'm here for that.
It just sucks he ended up in this, like, because I do think he could have been a good Black Manta.
Totally.
It just sucks that he ended up in a movie that uses, you know, a Pitbull song in the middle of a desert sequence.
Oh my God! Like what? And it's like, I get it. Again, Aquaman like did a lot of things. It was trying to continue in the vein of what Wonder Woman did and like kind of move away from the Snyderverse. It wasn't so dark and drab and gray and sad. It was bright and fun and big and like audacious, and like the song was kind of supposed to be about that. But it was like, it's not a good song.
And no, it's not a good song.
You could have done anything. It's not a good song. It's just not a good song, but I will always, you know, respect that Aquaman movie because it broke records. It like killed it that year at the box office. Like, it was like the DCEU movie at the time. I'm actually really excited for the sequel. Not for Momoa, but just to kind of see like how the story goes. They did the little animated series on HBO Max, which was kind of like an in-between thing. So I think it's going to play with some time and space a little bit. Aquaman, the cartoon character, he was going through like different parts of Atlantis, and they were finding these stones that were like doing things. One stone slowed time down, one stone moved time forward, one, I forgot what the last one did, but they were like dealing with that. So I think that's going to happen in the movie. I also wish they would bring that design. He had like the Poseidon look, the green short hair and the green beard. I think that looks hot.
All you want his hair to be green.
Yeah, like I love that design. I actually would like to have.
We love it. We love it.
Okay. It's like this, like that kind of like teal, greenish blue type of look. I think it looks really dope. And I think Arthur will look really dope in it. But like, we'll never see that for him outside of this cartoon. But it was cool. But I'm excited for the sequel, so I'm excited to see what James Wan does and like how he does the story. And again, whatever happens with Flashpoint and the DCEU and just rebooting, I'm interested to see how they move forward.
Yeah, I would hope this. I really hope that I am at least in the ballpark of what they are trying to do. And with the Flash movie, they kind of like are establishing there is a multiverse and like everything counts. Is what they're kind of going for, and that they start to find people and directors and writers and stuff who actually are like passionate about these characters and want to make something great and like move everything kind of forward. They aren't hindered by whatever they're kind of connecting things to, and they just have their own kind of separate universes.
Agreed.
That's fine. Just take something and move forward. Like Blue Beetle, the director and the director and the kid they cast as Blue Beetle both look like they're really excited about this.
Yeah.
And you know, we've talked about it on this show before that we think that like Blue Beetle should be huge.
That's the fifth pillar coming right there.
Truly. So like I do think that like there's some great ideas out there. I think they just had to like really get the Flash out there to just like drop the hammer, do whatever you want to do going forward. They just need to start finding the talent for it.
They can recast him too.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
Damn. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be Thor that long.
Right? I don't know. We'll see.
Is that who you're talking about?
No, I was talking about the Flash.
Oh, the Flash. Oh, yeah, they definitely get rid of him. Yeah. How you cast somebody that can't run? He can't run. Like, come on, y'all. How do you cast somebody to be the Flash that can't run? That doesn't make any sense.
It's not good. It's not good. He can go. Although he was online fighting, he was like online bashing the KKK.
Yeah, I saw that in the most strange rant. He's a strange man.
Okay, I thought like everybody was like going up for it. I was like, this is weird.
He's a strange man.
Okay, whatever. Thank you for making me think I'm not crazy.
You know, hey y'all, if y'all listen to tell me if I'm wrong. I think he's weird.
And I thought, and it was also like from such a place of like privilege that this rich white man can like go online right now and like rant about the KKK and say all of these horrible things, and it's just like everybody's like, oh yes, this is great. Like what? Anyways, who was your least favorite casting in the DCEU?
Him. Truly. I don't think you realize how much it bothered me when I saw him run. Like, it was like, what are you doing?
I honestly don't even remember.
He was pretty bad. I also did not really enjoy Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I do think that like Aquaman deserves the respect he deserves, and I do think even people like supporting the movie and whatever shows that Aquaman is like popular. Mm-hmm. But like I didn't like the whole dude bro attitude that they kind of brought to him. So like, yeah, that was pretty bad. Lois Lane.
You don't like Lois? Well, I don't. I like Amy Adams. I don't think that was a good portrayal of Lois. I feel like there's the Lois who I've come to know is from reading like these Superman books lately. Like there's a spunk, there's a zest, there's like this really just like kind of big personality, and I don't feel like that was ever something they let her have in like Man of Steel or BVS or whatever other movie she showed up in. She was just like there, sad.
She was just there. That's what I mean. I've always thought Lois had like, you know, a little attitude, but
yeah, we didn't get much of that.
No. I feel like I keep going if I keep thinking, but
I have 3 that I really didn't like. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex.
Oh yes, I forgot about him. He was also terrible.
That was like a really bad step for me. I just and
man, that was
you know, bad. I'm usually not one of those people. I can kind of understand when somebody comes into a role and they like try and change it around a little bit or make it their own type of thing. That was just bad all around. It was just not good. I also did not like Ezra Miller as Flash. Not necessarily because of the running thing, but I just felt as though they were trying to make Barry more of a Wally type, and it just didn't work. Yeah. He also wasn't funny. And then I don't like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And you know, I remember when the doll was announced, I was very much here for it. And I was like, oh yeah, we like got our live action Wonder Woman. She looks good in this suit, da-da-da-da-da. I let some passes go for the first Wonder Woman film. And I was like, okay, like, I get it. Like, it's kind of messy, but that's just DC. You know, then we had Justice League and we got Kal-El, no. And like, that really kind of was like, whoa, what's going on over here? And then 84 came out and it was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I can't deal with her. And you know, honorable mention to Ray Fisher because he also is not one of my favorites. But like rewatching the Snyder Cut, I really did enjoy that Cyborg story and portion of the movie a lot. And I say this as a Cyborg fan, so it's like I would love. I think he kind of deserves a little bit better. Like if you had to give him enough, it is. It really is. but Josh Whedon's also a very bad man.
This is true.
And so it's like whatever, like, and out of everybody from that movie, who are you least likely to ever see again?
That's fair.
So, but Jovian Wade is the superior cyborg. Watch Doom Patrol. But yeah, those are like Gal's got to go. I'm sorry.
You know, I always thought it was weird that they even made everybody like try to accommodate her accent. Like they're Amazons. they don't have to like they can sound however they want to sound.
They can sound however they want to sound. They come from everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't have to sound like her because
I need enough champagne to fill the Nile. She's yeah, I don't ever want to see her on my TV.
that is pretty privileged.
It will be kind of like interesting to see with the Wonder Woman films what they do after Wonder Woman 3 if it comes out. Do we reboot Diana? Because Gal's also kind of getting to, well, obviously we got to reboot Diana. But when I say reboot Diana, I mean like, do we reboot Diana in the sense that we're kind of going to tell these stories over again? Or are we going to like hit something else? Will we see a Nubia in the DCEU at some point in time?
I think so.
I think the future of the Wonder Woman line is a lot more exciting than the current pipeline.
Yeah. I wish there was more down the current pipeline instead of there just being like.
There's.
What happened to that Nightwing movie? Remember that?
We didn't need that.
We did.
I don't think we did. Nightwing, I don't like to give Dan Didio a lot of credit for things because I don't think he did a lot of good things, but he might have been right about Nightwing.
Nope. No, he wasn't.
He might have been on the money there. I'm sorry. Just you gotta. There's still gonna be a Green Lantern movie, right? I think there's one coming to HBO Max, so you're gonna get John. Oh no, it's Guy.
No. What'd you say?
It's
no,
Guy Gardner.
Yeah, they did. There's supposed to be a Green Lantern anthology series that does.
What it is?
Yeah, it's an anthology, and like they all take place in different like eras, and one of them is with Alan Scott, and he's gay, but it's like in the 50s, I think, or something like that. Another one is Guy, I think, in the 80s, and I think they're using some like made up girl for like some new random girl that they made up.
Not even Jessica?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, so miss me with that. And then there was also the announced Green Lantern Corps movie, but that was like, I don't think that's happening anymore.
Okay. Well, they announced Static Shock too. He's getting a movie.
That's not gonna happen.
You don't think it's gonna happen?
No, I knew that wasn't gonna happen when they announced it.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Things are getting made.
Last year. It's been a whole year ago.
Things are getting made. I don't know. It's a little reworking.
Can't maybe before it's like ready to be put out. And most of the time you announce it when like you're ready to start putting some stuff out on it. You know, the biggest thing last year, the biggest update about the Static Shock movie was that Michael B. Jordan was gonna be involved in it. I'm sorry.
Well,
the whole like milestone relaunch has been kind of like
bad.
It's been bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was disappointing.
I also feel like they announced a lot more books.
Yeah.
Like at the time, there was like 7 or 8 books that they announced that were supposed to be coming back, and we've gotten 3.
Yeah. Hardware, Static, and Icon and Rocket.
I'm sorry to the Milestone fans, but
yeah,
we tried. We got it back. That's something.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. But hopefully there actually is a Static Shock movie. I think it could be really.
I would love it. You know, Static is.
That's your boy.
That's always been.
I would love that moment for you.
Yeah, I just need to have some like again. I feel like a lot of DC properties have some great potential there, but like there just isn't anyone behind it that wants to like actually do it. I guess, or they want to do it, but there's like I don't know,
a lot of red tape,
or there's too much red tape behind stuff. Who knows? But
you know that studio famously has problems.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I will say, so this is like my final question for you in terms of the DCEU. We've got some things on the pipeline. Again, Black Adam, Green Lantern, Supergirl, Flash, Batgirl, Blue Beetle, all that stuff. Who do you want to see? Like that's not announced.
Oh, Green Lantern. Okay. I think that's so like untapped like that. I think that they could easily like make something really cool with the Green Lantern stuff. My whole bias aside, obviously, like that's my favorite superhero. But like, that aside, I truly think that like there's a lot that you could do there, and that has never been done yet. I mean, they did it once, and that was kind of the downfall to DC from there.
Yeah, the curtains.
Oh, fair. Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see that, or the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, okay, that could be. You know, I feel like I feel like if the Legion comes back, I want them as a TV show.
Yeah.
I feel like that world would get played with a lot better. Like if you can do multiple characters, like kind of over a long form setting, and really like get into the story of the characters in school or whatever they do, and their flight rings. That would be fun though. I feel like I would like the Legion. I don't know.
They haven't had a lot of recent stuff. All their great stuff is in like the 80s and 90s, and which is hot. I do remember all that stuff being hot back then, but it's still like kind of older.
It's old. Still dated. Old. It's crazy.
Right? We get old.
Man.
Right?
Crazy. Okay. You know, I think about the DCEU. This is going to be weird because it's like not a big character, but I want to see the Red Tornado.
Oh, I like him.
Right? Like I think he's just kind of like a fun character. He's got like really interesting powers. I think he's one who doesn't really get a lot of shine in a lot of things, and I just think he'd be a fun wild card to see. On a more realistic sense.
You didn't like him in Supergirl?
The show?
Yeah, he was on a Supergirl TV show.
I never watched that show.
His costume was bad. It was very like
yeah, I've never seen a single episode of that show. But on the more broad sense, I actually think a lot of my DC faves are like accounted for. Of course, there's someone like Zatanna who I'd really like to see, but I think there's something in the pipeline for her. So we'll see. I think, you know what? Vixen.
Oh yeah.
It's time.
For sure.
Like, let the girl get her things and, like, really make her the solo star that she deserves to be. Hot girl. She's got to be a hot girl.
Yeah.
Okay? It's time for her.
They just do right by Vixen.
Yeah. Okay. That was the DCEU. You guys, like, let us know what you think, who are your favorites, what movies you like, you think kind of hold up, or those that don't, 84, and who you might like to see in the future, and even what you think. And let's go ahead and take a break.
Let's do it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite part of the show. It's the relaunch section. I'm going to go first today because I have like a very quick one. I've been thinking about my good boy Bishop lately, as usual. I think I gave him a Red Guard team a couple of relaunches ago. But this one, I think I would like for him to clear the deck of all of the current captains and grab his own to like really kind of lead and like start teaching them. Maybe they could even help him out with the eventual war college if it actually comes. But I'd like to have the 3 new captains be following their new captain commander Bishop. They would be Rogue, because she needs something to do, Danny Moonstar, because it is time, and the last choice is something that you and I have talked about, and it kind of like woke it up in me, but it is Polaris.
Yes. Ooh, I love it.
Because I feel like now she's a part of the X-Men, and we're talking about, whether that team changes or not. And I think when you think about Lorna and where she goes next, obviously I feel like a lot of people think she'll go back to X Factor. That's kind of been the brand that she's been associated with for so long. But personally, to me, and you woke this up in me again, she's too powerful for that type of team. The detective, like investigative crew, she just doesn't belong there, and I completely agree with that. But she needs something to do that's not necessarily X-Men related, and I think she's kind of gotten to this point where she's proven herself that she's powerful, that she fights for mutants, that she wants to protect people, that she wants to defend. Why not a captain? And get a little bit of nepotism in there because she's Mag's daughter.
I love that idea. I had thought of her becoming a captain, and I think that like it's just the next step. That defender kind of
Mm-hmm.
girl. And again,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like the nepotism thing will be kind of fun with Magneto. Um, so I'm here for it. And
Yeah.
like all those connections will be great. I don't think she's ever really even been around Danny like that.
She's
That
never
would
been
be
around any. And I think I like this crew because Polaris and Rogue both have like their own connections with Bishop. Rogue and Bishop have been on the teams a lot of times together, and they have their own bond. So I think they would be cool. I
mhm.
think Lorna and Rogue have been on teams together, so they're cool. Lorna was
They have
in
like a real
Prisma X.
friendship. I never noticed that they've been
Yeah,
around each other like friends.
like a lot. And then
hmm
Lorna and
I
Bishop
mean,
have
Rogue
worked
also
together
kind
here.
of want to get with her daddy, so
Yeah, it's kind of gross. But well, she's married now, so she's probably over it. But
right.
and then I think Danny coming in as like that wild card member who like kind of knows them, but like doesn't really know them and like has her own little perspective. I just think that's a really dope crew. And so one of the things that I've always really liked about Cyclops and Wolverine and their places in the X-Men is how they kind of have like a lot of the girls come towards them, and like they've got like Logan's got his like sidekicks or the girls who you always know can pop up in his books. And I like to think that over the years Cyclops has formed his own little group as well, like Pixie, the Cuckoos, Danny actually is one of them. I think it's time that Bishop gets his girls.
Okay.
And I think, yes, Lorna's Magneto's daughter, but like her being cool with Bishop would be nice. Rogue's cool with Bishop, that's nice. Danny, we can take her from Cyclops. He doesn't deserve. He's got magic now.
And I feel like Danny needs a little bit of like evolving too. Like
Yes.
I
Yes.
think all those new mutants need to start to do something else. We can't
Mm-hmm.
keep getting the
Mm-hmm.
team back together. I think everybody's start to like level up, I
Move.
guess, and do something else.
Graduate, girl. Get a new costume.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. It is time. Okay, so my relaunch is similar to yours, in that it's like it involves a little bit of some reshuffling here. We remember the title Extreme X-Men.
Yes, I love the
Okay.
Extreme.
Well, I would bring that back and I would actually have it be Iceman leading a team of elemental characters. The one thing that like a lot of
Oh.
the elemental characters are like too powerful, you know? And who better to teach too powerful than Mr. Overpowered himself? Nice
Okay.
Mr. Ice. So like I would have him with other elementals like Oya, Wind Dancer,
Okay.
Match,
You better
Petra.
tap into the new X-Men fandom.
Right?
I know that's right.
And Petra, and have some other characters back there around like too, but it would be him kind of gathering up some of those elemental characters and really starting
That's
the team.
dope.
I'll also probably have Storm like come in and
Help do some stuff.
sanctify the team.
I think that's actually really a like dope idea to do. I think the elemental characters tend to get a little bit of the short end of the stick unless you are, I don't know, I guess all of them, unless you're
All of
Storm
them.
herself.
Um,
Unless you're Storm
yeah,
herself, it's like if you got elemental powers, you probably get left behind. So it'll be dope to kind of like finally get them in the spot because I know a lot of people do like those type of abilities.
exactly. And I think that if you have a character like Iceman leading it, you obviously are gonna give them something for them to fight, so they can all use their powers and stuff. So you can make up whatever kind of villains. And he needs to be like leading something and teaching something and stepping up. So
He needs to get away from Christian Frost.
thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I'll
but
say
yes.
it. It's okay.
Yes, he needs to get away. So yeah, Extreme X-Men, the elemental characters.
Okay, I'm into it. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, Marvel, if y'all listening out there, please tap in. We're
Yes.
giving it to you. So tap in. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Please make sure you rate and subscribe us wherever you get your podcast. We really appreciate all the comments you guys are leaving. If you have any questions and concerns, you can find us on Twitter at Another Relaunch. You can find us on Instagram too at Another Relaunch. Email us anotherrelaunch@gmail.com. You can find me on most social media platforms at UncannyLZ. I also I'm on PS5 all the time now, so make sure you guys add me out there on PlayStation
Ooh.
Network. I'm
Okay.
Marvel Man 90. Keenan,
Oh,
where
that's
can they find
cute.
you?
That's really cute.
Right?
You
I
guys know you can you guys know you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Keenan Lance with an underscore at the end. And please be sure to tune into the Twitter, as next week we will be having our first rewatch of the year. We will be doing, it's Black History Month in February. Shout out to us. So we're going to be doing a couple special
Yes.
things. So the first movie we're going to be watching is Catwoman, starring Miss Halle Berry herself.
Yes.
Be sure to check out the Another Relaunch Twitter for details on that and the day we're going to be watching it. It is on HBO Max, so hopefully it is in a country where you have access to that and you have a subscription so you could join us in. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's going to be a good one to get back to.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here. We'll catch y'all next week.
See ya.